figure out what Wangafat stands for. Pause it if you like. You get inside Aussie's head and you'll nail it in a couple of steps. It's a little IQ game you can play while you wait for it to buffer. You versus Aussie's head. The answer is, of course, what am I not giving a fuck about today? And I didn't even check. It could be something completely different, but I'm 99% sure that's what it is. This guy has the vocabulary of a Dr. Seuss book. Once again, Alison's doing devil's advocate. And Goodfella is on first fiddle and boss drum. Hit it, Good.
G'day, viewers.
No, not this guy.
Look who's back.
Well, what is that thing next to him anyway? Who's back? What is that? Is that one of these Australian animals I've never heard of? I mean, I've heard of the wallaby and the koala bear and the kangaroo. What the fuck is that thing?
You know what? I think I'm just gonna give Goodfella that one.
G'day, I'm back.
Yes, hello. Man who seems to have been left in the oven too long. I see you're close friends with man who was left in the crib too long. Are you an insufferably bratish fuckneck as well?
How you going?
I'm good, thanks. Man who seems to have been left in the oven too long. I'm gonna have to call you that, because Aussie completely neglected to actually introduce you, or credit you. Aussie is... he's not well. Man who seems to be left in the oven too long. He can't think properly, he can't speak properly, he can't interact with mammals properly. I really don't like being reminded of Aussie's existence because he is one of the most severe cases of arrested development I've ever seen. And that gives me the willies. Many of them. So I'm glad you're standing next to him because I can't take my eyes off your face. I don't quite know why, but your face looks like it has the same condition as Aussie's brain. It's just horribly, but fascinatingly tattered from neglect and self-abuse.
He's obviously pretty damn good at the moment.
Absolutely.
You need to look up the word obviously.
It's right next to the word good. I'm just picturing him going, fucking no! No. I love the way Australians say no. They use every vowel in the alphabet in order. No. No. Fucking no. It's exactly the same as the way the Northern Irish pronounce now. No. You do that now. No, you do that now. You. You, no. No, you. You, no. No, you. We have fun, we do.
So more than one person asked while he was away what's up, and I said,
Hang on. More than one person asked. Not a few people asked or countless people asked. More than one? Angry. You mean two, don't you? That's what you mean, isn't it? Say two then. More than one. God's sake, that's pitiful.
Two people? What are they, fucking stalking you? Or just harassing you?
It's upselling, you know. It's a situation where he's trying to make it look better than it is. That's not a bad thing.
you know, if you're going to ask that question, you have to brace yourself for opportunities for it to be a not great answer.
So yeah, ironically, I think it would have, if this was one human with the brain of Angry Aussie and the face of man who seems to have been left in the oven for too long, then he would be a pretty entertaining human being by sheer virtue of being so broken. But because you're divided into two ordinarily useless pundits, the result is just awkward. Painfully, irreproachably awkward.
But it's a good answer. Look, he's good.
Yes, he's good.
Fine.
All you had to do was say hello, guys, and maybe actually introduce yourselves. But you've spent 30 seconds filling the dead air with more death and claiming you're good. Which is a very arguable claim, sir.
He's really good.
Oh, come on, tell everyone.
Yes, tell everyone. Tell everyone a thing. Actually give us a piece of information.
I'm gonna new boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's got a new boyfriend. Well, so that means he must be gay then. I suppose when you look like that, you take what you can get. Sorry.
I don't think you're sorry.
It's fine for gay men to be ugly and vice versa. It's just surprising. When someone has the face of the only peasant to survive the 100 Years' War, you don't assume they're gay. Which, says more about our own attitudes than it says about gay men or straight men. But in any case, well done for killing the cliches. It's like meeting an Asian who's bad at math. The world needs to know that homosexuals can be hideous too. Thank you, man who seems to have been left in the oven for too long. And if that wasn't what you said and we completely misheard it, or if it wasn't what you meant and you were poorly manhandling the sarcasm, then you need to speak more clearly in future. Especially when you're saying the pivotal thing you're supposed to be saying.
Seriously. Seriously? Have you ever seen him this happy?
Yeah, you have, but it was really, there was personal problems involved, really.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I've never seen him. I've never heard of the guy. But you mean to tell me that guy's had personal problems? Get out of here. Seriously.
Well, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. What baffled me is why he said that the one individual, like Angry Aussie said, you've been happy before, and the guy that mentioned personal problems as a cause for the happiness.
How does that work? Are you talking about getting high? Are you high right now? Or are you, just like your portly hipster friend there, incapable of articulating any sense?
Sorry, I probably should catch you up.
Please do. Did anything happen while I was away?
There was a thing.
Okay.
It's a guy.
In short, no. Ozzy's life is filled with so much spongy layer cake of nothingness that the only thing of note that's happened to him this year is someone responded to his videos.
Like,
Okay.
he uses the name, I don't know, suckhole of ass hat.
Suckhole of arse hat. That's the best he could come up with, and he probably prepared this. That's the best he can come up with to take the piss out of Sargon's name. That is beyond pitiful.
Top of my head, hard-on of Ahab, jargon of Mossad, surgeon of jackass, sturgeon of asswad. It was the shine like a star. Oh, there goes the channel. Right up the TPP.
Or something.
Oh, I've met that guy.
Have you? You've met Suckhole of Ass Hat, have you? I bet you have. Was he your last boyfriend? Because I have met Sargon of Akkad, and I made him my last boyfriend.
Yeah, and look, okay, it's got a bit of a thing. And, the first time he did it, I actually thought it was kind of, look, it's like old school YouTube beef. He took one of my videos and cut it up and said why he didn't like what I said.
That's old school. As far as I know, that's how you do a polemic in a video format. What's the new school method for a videographer to respond to another videographer? Oh, that's right, you just scream utter nonsense at the camera.
And when someone pointed out to me, I thought I might watch it, and then I saw it was 15 minutes, and why the fuck am I going to waste that much time? So I just let it go.
Because you have this thing where you have a life.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
you? He has. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get this straight, right? It's insinuated here that Sargon making a video means he has no life compared to this guy, Angry Aussie, who obviously does have a life. But yet when we check here, right, we go onto YouTube and we look up Sargon of Akkad, 442 videos he's uploaded on his main channel, right? 442. That's the guy with no life. So I wonder how many videos the guy with a life has uploaded. It must be far fewer than that because he's obviously got a life. So we go to Angry Aussie, 2,053 videos. So we have to believe that the guy with 2,053 videos is the guy that does have a life, but the guy that doesn't have a life is the guy with 442 videos. Holy lack of logic, Batman.
Okay, well, I am playing the role of devil's advocate, so I do have to point out that there's a missing variable, and that missing variable is how long both channels have been on YouTube. So let's locate this missing variable right now. Joined, yes, June 9th, 2006. And I know from just general knowledge that Sargon started in 2013. So he does sort of have a point, but not really, because making video. Why would making videos mean that? Oh wait, sorry. Devil's advocate. Angry Aussie has been on YouTube since 2006, so it would be sort of expected that he would have more videos than Sargon. Of course, that means he's been making videos, I think, 7 years longer than Sargon. Which in and of itself is interesting in light of his point that he's making, that making videos means you have no life.
Yeah, and then he did it again.
Oh.
Like, he doesn't like the feminists, right? So if I ever say anything pro-feminist, that upsets him.
I see.
Actually, I don't think it upsets him when you say something pro-feminist. I think it amuses him, which is why he makes a response to your video in order to rip the piss out of what you've said. That's more likely the case. I don't think you've upset him.
Yes, on the contrary. We've all had a scorching good laugh at you, thanks to Sargon. I had a go at you once, so I couldn't handle you, to be honest. You do actually upset me. If I was in a room with you, I would leave that room. But through Sargon, I can handle you, because he just laughs his ass off, so do I. We all encounter certain personalities that we can handle with mirth, and other personalities that simply rub us all the wrong kinds of ways. But between us, we can handle everyone.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Of course, we live in a universe where any anti-feminist sentiment is anti-woman. Therefore, Sargon is expressing his hatred of women when he uploads anti-woman sentiment. And because it's an expression of hatred, it's obviously him being upset.
And I just kind of thought it got away, because actually, that whole MRA hate fest.
Yes, the whole MRA hate fest. This again. I mentioned this in my last video, but I'll say it again. First of all, Sargon does not identify as an MRA, right? That's that. But that doesn't matter, because according to spastics like these guys and many feminists, well, pretty much all feminists, when you disagree with a feminist, doesn't matter what demographic you're an MRA. Even if you're in the demographic that is screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm not an MRA, you're still an MRA. So the reason they're calling Sargon an MRA, even though he doesn't identify as one, is because they're spastics. But they're so stupid, they don't realise that when they insult MRAs, they're only insulting themselves, because according to feminist logic, not MRA logic, feminist logic, they're MRAs. Because whenever I say to feminists, you do nothing for men, they scream at me and say, no, we advocate for men's rights too, which would make them men's rights advocates. So they're only insulting themselves, you know? Carry on.
Okay, let me try to untangle this ball of spaghetti. When feminists call the rest of the world men's rights activists, against even their objections to being labeled as such, it is because men's rights is diametrically opposed to women's rights. If you advocate for men's rights, you are actually advocating for reducing or eliminating women's rights. The converse is not true, of course. When you advocate for women's rights, you are not advocating to reduce or eliminate men's rights. Because
is like so big, he's ended up making lots of money out of all those desperately hated.
Yes. Lots of us are making money from the kind donations of other people who dislike ideological bullies. For some of us, it's a career already. But you wouldn't understand careers because you have this thing called a life.
Well done, that
Yeah.
man. I mean, you know,
if you want to make money being a horrible fucking piece of shit.
Is that why you make fuck all money, Aussie? Because you're not a horrible piece of shit.
go for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Politics is in your future if you're that fucking soulless.
Yes, because you're a hateful, horrible person if you advocate for the rights of men, which would mean feminists are hateful, horrible people. Because they advocate for men's rights as well, don't they? Don't they? Angry. And that other lump of shit that's standing next to you. What is that anyway? You've still not told me what that is. I don't know what that is. Apparently whatever it is, it's gay. That's it. And has never heard of a toothbrush. But hey, that's nothing to do with me, man. Nothing to do with me.
There's a whole corporate world waiting for you, son. Waiting for you and your nastiness.
There's a corporate world out there, sure. It's called the BBC. I used to pursue a career there, but it turns out they don't take very kindly to men or their rights, on account of they are a feminist institution now. And the corporate world of politics is completely out of the question, unless you are a supporter of feminism. So you guys should be the popular ones making dollar for this, but you're not. I mean, you're saying all the right things, but you still can't get anywhere because you are absolutely fucking appalling at saying them.
But like in the last year, he's got really big in this big MRA circle jerk. So yeah, you know.
In the last year, he's got really big, but he's not an MRA. I really have to stress this because it keeps coming back to this. You disagree with feminists, you're an MRA, and then they say it as if it's a bad thing. How is it a bad thing to advocate for men's rights? What's so bad about that? Are men not human?
It is, of course, horrible women-hating to advocate for men's rights because men, by definition, have all the rights they need. So you can essentially remove any rights and give them to women, and men will still have more rights. And you don't have to look at the situation for men because it's obvious that men always have more rights. And it's also obvious that Sargon is horrible because he does not identify as a men's rights activist, but he is anti-feminist, which means he's anti-women's rights, which means that he's the devil. And also corporations are certainly, like, I have definitely heard, I'm sure they're not meaning corporations, but capitalism in general. I have definitely heard of genocides that have been enacted in the name of capitalism. Yeah. Like, that has been a war cry to kill people. Capitalism. So, capitalism is bad. Because genocide.
But it is rather, and I do visualise them standing against one another.
I was literal. It wasn't a metaphor.
I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
Yeah.
This is astonishing and amusing at the same time. You've got the gay guy here, right? And this happens quite a lot, and they as I say, it's this spastic thing. They don't understand they're doing it, but this gay guy is using being gay as an insult. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. What's wrong with being gay? You just used it as an insult. The thing standing next to Angry Aussie. You just used it as an insult. So can you explain to people how that's an insult. What's wrong with being gay? I would like an answer to that, actually. I'll never get one, but I would like an answer to that. Why are you referring to Sargon and men's rights advocates as gay, as if it's a bad thing? What's wrong with being gay? Do you have a problem with homosexuals? What's your problem? Are you a bigot?
I think that he's actually saying that while homosexuality is okay, men's rights activists would be homophobic while being homosexual, which means that they're closeted. And obviously closeted gay men are horrible people.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away.
There's this thing you do, Ozzy. It's like a sort of face dump where you abort your sentences sort of before you've finished forming them. I have an ear for these things. Have a listen.
But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away. But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away. But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away.
It's in the highly unusual time signature of 9/8, and it defies the Western octave just as much. For these few moments, there is actually something rather beautiful about you, Ozzy, and in a truly Australian way.
But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away. But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, because he's a big, I assume he gone away.
I will be back, Ozzy.
Then last week I did the joke video about MRAs wanting to boycott Mad Max.
Well, I hope it was a joke video, because MRAs did not in any way, shape or form boycott Mad Max movie. What happened was, one guy who does not identify as an MRA, but that doesn't matter, he disagrees with feminists, so therefore he's an MRA, but one guy called Aaron Clary wrote an article in the Return of Kings, and before the movie was even released, and admittedly he even admitted that he hadn't seen the movie, so he's another spastic, right? He judged the entire movie as a feminist movie out of curiosity. I watched the movie and I found it to be very anti-feminist, but that's a different video altogether, right? But one man who's not an MRA says we should boycott the new Mad Max movie. To him, that's MRAs boycotting the Mad Max movie. I just... it's unbelievable.
To defend Angry Aussie's assertion, we have to go back to the fact that feminists define all people who are anti-feminist as MRAs. Therefore, in the context of his logic, this is accurate.
And a couple of days later...
Can I just
he said the
assimilate
thing.
that? Can
Yeah.
I just assimilate that?
They were
Alright,
scared of the strong female role.
right?
Yeah.
It's Mad freaking Max, right? You've got cars, you've got explosions.
You talk incredibly quietly, man with voice that seems to have left in the oven front. Even when you're ranting at like full tank DEFCON 1, you're still like half as loud as Ozzy on a stroll. You are making this extremely difficult to edit.
You've got shit blowing up and they want to boycott it. That's not a man thing, right? I'm just saying, I have experience with this. That's not a man thing. If you want cars and explosions and blowing up, that's a man thing.
Yeah.
If you want to boycott that because there's a chick in it, guys...
Yeah.
Again, nobody was boycotting it because there was a chick in it, except for one man who's not an MRA who suggested that. But you have a very low opinion of men, you know, to think that they're going to like something because of his cars, explosions and shit blowing up, you know. You know what else it's got? A story. Fucking hell. It's got cars, it's got blowing up. Fuck off. Just fuck off, please. Don't ever review a film. Don't ever review a film. And don't speak on behalf of men either. That's man stuff. That's man stuff. No. It's not man stuff. Right? That's not... Cars blowing up is not man stuff. You fucking buffoon.
Feminism is about bringing about or allowing men to express the more empathetic, more cultured, more artistic, more sensitive sides of their personality.
Yeah. So anyway, about 3 or 4 days after I put that up, he's done it again. And because suddenly, literally hundreds of these guys are coming out of the woodwork. And I thought, what's he done? I go,
Oh, there's another one. There's a little one, but it's still workable.
coming out of the woodwork. And I thought, what's he done? I go, coming out of the woodwork. And I thought, what's he done? I go, coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the woodwork, the woodwork, and I thought, what's he done? I go, out of the woodwork, and I thought, what's he done? I go, my video is 3.5 minutes long. His is over 20 minutes long. It's like, learn to make a fucking point. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Oh, well, you see, your video may have been 3.5 minutes long, but there's this thing where if you go around with a hose spraying shit everywhere and you do that for 3.5 minutes, it takes a lot longer than 3.5 minutes to clean up that shit. Do you understand? And so what if the video was 15 minutes long or 15 hours long? Nobody forced your fat fucking ass to watch it, did they?
However, if you have a garden hose not spewing shit, but spewing pooperee, or however the fuck you say that word, flowers and essence of flowers, why would you need half an hour to clean that up? Why would you even be cleaning that up? Because you're using a garden hose to spray flower essence on shit. So, reasons, feminism, male privilege.
Has he done this? He keeps doing
It's
this.
okay. Look, I have
Because I
I
have
have
this thing.
fans.
You
I
do.
have a few people I jokingly call stalkers.
Yeah.
But the level of obsession just, makes me want to channel my inner Homer Simpson with the, sorry, I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans,
Now, first of all, don't compare yourself to Homer Simpson. That's heavily insulting to Homer. But stalker, really? That's where you're going with this? Because you've still not brought up one point Sargon made and tried to refute that point. You've not done that yet. All you've done is insult his audience, him, mislabeled him completely, mislabeled his audience completely, lied about MRAs, and now you're calling him a stalker. This is, it is beyond pathetic. We're into new realms of patheticness with this one.
Gay stalkers are also people who are, well,
Sure, flattered, maybe even curious. Not that curious, settle down.
Because he's gay. Grow up.
wow, this is sort of interesting. Like, they're using the trope of the gay friend who is always wanting to have sex with his straight friend to insult Sargon. Or is he insulting his friend? Okay, alright. This is perfectly legitimate. Obviously, if feminists use homophobia, it's no longer homophobia. Because homophobia is bad because of misogyny, and feminists can never be misogynist because they're feminists. So when feminists use homophobia, all of the bad aspects, which are the ones that are negative towards women, are gone. And therefore homophobia is good when feminists use it.
But the answer's no, okay? Just no. Not gonna happen. Made it false. Comedy line!
I was
Yeah,
doing
okay.
so well.
That bit in the script where it says comedy line, that's what you're supposed to say, a comedy line. Not just say comedy line.
Okay.
But I swear to God, and these obsessive little fellows saying same thing, and little fellows saying same thing, and little fellows. This was my personal favourite of all, and there were hundreds of little fellows. The recurring line they've obviously been fed, regurgitate this, was do some research, because the site I mentioned, Return of Kings, which is a fucking loser sort of pickup artist thing.
right? So you do acknowledge that it's pickup artists, but yet you still labelled them as MRAs. And the reason people keep regurgitating the line, do some research, is because it's blindingly obvious you haven't got the first fucking clue what you're talking about.
No, Goodfella. You don't understand. Feminism, a belief in feminism allows you to forego doing any kind of research into any particular subject matter because it is a fundamental theory of everything. Everything is explained by feminism. So you don't have to actually do research. If any aspect of reality doesn't really reflect within the feminist theory, that aspect of reality you merely do not acknowledge, period. So they don't need to do research, and you are a misogynist for suggesting. You are a misogynist. Anybody who suggests that men, feminists, not men, feminists and women do research is a misogynist for doing so and not accepting that feminist, women's and men's, I guess, who become honorary women or some shit, their understanding of reality is the correct one. There we go.
They said they don't like men's rights activists, right? And because I call them men's rights activists. You know why I call them that, you fucking brain-dead little knuckle-dragging shitheads?
Well, I don't really care why you call them that, but see if you're going to explain why you call them that. Is there any chance, you could show some of that fake anger that you're so well known for? You know what I mean? Why call yourself Angry Aussie when you're not going to be angry? Come on, give me some of that fake anger, please.
Because anyone who's not a fucking circle jerk, MRA, PUA, fuckwit...
I'll go ahead and do you the solid of turning down the volume for you.
Can't fucking tell the difference, you fuckwits!
Thank you, that's what I was waiting on. Why else am I going to watch your videos? I don't watch it for the calm, rational arguments. I watch it for the fake anger. Anyway, you were being angry there, so carry on with that totally real anger and not put on in any way at all. Carry on.
You're the same! You fucking reprehensible scum! Any rational person thinks you're fucking worthless, okay? No one fucking cares! Oh my god!
This is the first time I think this has ever happened, but he has everyone who thinks he's funny in his video. Isn't that astonishing? That's absolutely, I don't think that's ever happened on YouTube before. Everybody that thinks he's funny is in that video.
I don't think that his friend, his gay friend, he's been mocking this entire time, actually finds him funny. This seems more like a... so you're wrong, and I don't know where they're going with this.
And actually, the ones who actually said he's not an MRA, he's not a men's rights activist, he's a pickup artist.
Aww, I was enjoying that anger there. I was hoping you've stopped being angry. Can you be angry again? I was enjoying that.
Like that's fucking better!
I gotta outsource this. Okay, I'm calling in reinforcements.
It's like, oh my god, you are so fucking socially dysfunctional and incapable of seeing women as humans. You have to go for psychologically abusive tricks to try and force them to have sex with you. You sad fucks! You sad fucks! I shouldn't call them that because there is a town called Sad Fuckville where all the sad fucks live, and they made all the MRAs and PUAs move the fuck away! Because they said we might be sad fucks, but we're not MRAs or PUAs! Go away! True story. Oh!
Thank you. I really appreciate that totally real anger there. That's the only reason I watch your videos.
My god! But in case anyone's going, oh, we're going to fly victory.
In case anyone's going, what?
In case anyone's going, oh, we're going to fly victory. Oh, we're going to fly victory. Oh, we're going to fly victory.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Other than your best face dump so far.
We're gonna fly victored. 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 Don't do what these dickheads do.
We're gonna fly victored. I'm so sorry.
Do not go to their channel. Do not go to their channel.
One thing I've never
put the hate
done.
on. Don't.
So, this was that with 5-8 seconds or something, telling us not to go to their channels. I thought you were talking about Sargon. Don't you mean his channel? Who's there? Who are they? Who are you talking about? But you just know what's happening here, right? He's not saying, oh, don't go to the channel, it's a waste of time. He's saying, please don't go to the channel because you'll realise that I'm talking shit. I've been saying all this time that Sargon's a liar, and he's an MRA, and he's an idiot. So please don't go to his channel, otherwise you'll realise that it's actually me that's the lying idiot. He's also an MRA according to feminist logic, but not smart.
Coming up to 9 years on YouTube, never chased people and said, oh, you suck.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, there's a reason I descend into mad fits of editing frenzies towards the end of the video, usually. It's because by then I'm piss bored of your arguments, but I've developed a psychedelic fascination for your voice.
Never chased people and said, oh, you suck. You fucking can't fuck with! You fucking scum!
Yes, it's pretty obvious you've never chased anybody who said you suck. Because if you chased everybody who said you suck, you wouldn't be such a fat fucking bastard.
You know what? If they suck, I ignore them! But this guy, who I've ignored, won't fucking go away! This is like this notice me senpai thing.
Yes, notice me senpai. Let's go back to the YouTube, right? Sargon, right? Who he wants senpai, who is Angry Aussie, Jesus, to notice him because, you know, that would do Sargon some good. That would maybe get him some more views. So let's see, Angry Aussie, who's been on YouTube for 9 years, has 29,000 odd subscribers, and Sargon wants senpai to notice him in order to help him get more subscribers, because he's only got 191,000 odd subscribers. So Angry Aussie, who has 29,000 subscribers, is the senpai in comparison to the 191,000 subscribers. I say it again, holy lack of logic, Batman, what the fuck? What a fucking absolute imbecile.
Okay, dude, I acknowledged you fucking exist! Will you fuck off and get a fucking life now? Ah!
I guess what he's saying is that to get a life, we need to listen to him screaming.
So, once again, the guy with 2,053 videos is telling the guy with 442 videos to get a life. It really is astonishing.
Only one of us is allowed to watch him sleeping. Just saying.
Only one of you is allowed to watch him sleeping. Oh, aye, that's right, because you're gay. That stopped being funny in the 80s, mate. Fucking hell.
So, yeah, that is what happened while you were away.
Okay, so not much.
And really, in terms of human worth, not much at all. Really, right up there on the not giving a fuck about it.
Well, that other guy added nothing to your video. I mean, you barely brought anything to the video at all, Angry. But that clown standing next to you, he brought nothing to that video. And when he did try to speak, you didn't let him. What is he, your gimp? Why didn't you let him speak? But, aye, absolute, complete waste of space. It brings another waste of space on, and I think it's one of those, no, you get those women who are kind of average looking, and they hang around with hideous women in order to make themselves look better. I think that's what Angry's doing here. He's brought him into the video to, make him look a wee bit better, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It backfired.
Well, all I can say is people like that, they're inspiring because they lack humility. And when you lack humility, you become a monster. And I encourage that. Because, there's so many job openings. And I need them filled. I need someone to fucking, run my bath. My toaster strudels are not getting cooked properly. For fuck's sakes.
Honey badger rips the face off the puppet master, chews it up like a honey bastard, spit it out into your copy pasta. The honey badger